Matt Damon wasn't Matt Damon like he is now. He had just got off the Good Will Hunting, and that kind of brought him to the limelight. And then Saving Private Ryan happened. Vin Diesel, like Mr. Fast and Furious. Another thing about Saving Private Ryan, I think it gave us a realistic look of war.
What do you call a person who doesn't stop reading and won't take their nose out of their books? And the counselor really can't help him too much either, Steve, other than to be like, man, I don't know, like a
bibliophile.
Yeah, he's like, what are you saying? They tried to come on to me, bro? I thought he was doing an impersonation of Shawn Michaels. I didn't realize this was this guy's whole thing, Steve.
That's his thing, man. The gigolo, spending lots of dough.
Happened in the 90s.
Could you say Saving Private Ryan is the greatest war movie of all time?
Yeah. I mean, it's close. And I feel like war movies have to get sort of sectioned off by the war they're portraying, because there's the Vietnam ones, and I think those kind of go harder in a different way. But I feel like Saving Private Ryan, the consensus is it's the most realistic depiction of war. It's about the one everybody cares about, like, the most in terms of history, I feel like, or, you know, it's the most popular one to portray. It also has a killer cast, Tom Hanks, and a bunch of people that you like now looking back. The fact that like Vin Diesel's in that movie and stuff is hilarious.
Wasn't Tom Sizemore in it too?
Sizemore's in it. Hebrew Hammer's in it. He's like a sort of more of a comedic dude.
Adam Goldberg.
Yeah. But I would say, and maybe it's just because we grew up with it, but yeah, that's probably it. There's other very entertaining war movies. I bet, like, and if you include Inglourious Bastards,
okay,
I think Saving Private Ryan's still probably better, but I think Inglourious Bastards is a little more fun to watch.
It's more like cartoonish, I think.
And like The Dirty Dozen, if you want to go back, like that movie that was sort of like Inglourious Bastards, like came before Inglourious Bastards a little bit, where it was just like a bunch of like shitty people. Did you ever see that movie? It had like Lee Marvin. And
you talking about the old school?
Yeah, The Dirty Dozen. Dude. It's good.
I've heard of it, but that's one I haven't checked out yet. I like Full Metal Jacket, but it's really only the R. Lee Ermey part, which is like 5 minutes. Then after that, and Love Me Long Time. Like that part was funny.
It's almost like a good one because of like that stuff, which I don't necessarily is like what they're what he was going for, you know.
Yeah, totally not.
But I agree. I think like Full Metal Jacket's noteworthy, and people like know it because of the R. Lee Ermey parts of it. But if you go and watch it, it's like Scarface almost, where you watch it and you're like, this movie's kind of mid when you watch it all the way through. You know, it's long. It's kind of like the end's not really like satisfying, I feel like.
I mean, if you're watching it for the first time, maybe, but a couple that I would put above Full Metal Jacket, Platoon, and even Apocalypse Now.
I feel like Full Metal Jacket and Apocalypse Now, it's like they're neck and neck. Platoon, I totally agree with you on. That's what I was saying. Like some of the Vietnam movies like are like to me a little bit better because they go into more of like the true horrific nature of like war in general. There's another movie I'd like to mention when you call it a war movie, kind of loose because the war wasn't that crazy, but Three Kings with Clooney, Wahlberg, and Ice Cube. Like, I'll defend that movie to the day I die. That movie's good.
Why are you so mean to Michael Jackson in your country?
Hey, my man. Do you understand what I'm saying, my man?
I think you could throw another 90s movie in there, A Thin Red Line.
Was that 90s?
That was 98.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one, too. And that's like more of what I was saying. That's like the side where they're like examining war more. So it's like deeper. Isn't Nolte in that? Like Sean Penn, maybe? I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but just in general, if we're going to like put a period on it, I just feel like, especially because the whole movie, like when you think of the war parts of it, Saving Private Ryan is hard to beat. It came later. They had more at their disposal. They had this huge budget, huge special effects. And when you watch it, the beach scene, any of the scenes, they just do a good job of making it freaky, kind of realistic, and how crazy and frenetic it can get, you know, and making it just like uncomfortable. Like there's scenes where they're just like walking around in the rain. That scene in the city with Paul Giamatti, where he's just like complaining. He's just being Paul Giamatti, like, God damn it. My
Another
fucking
name.
foot hurt. Yeah, that
It
movie's filled with them. Like Ted Danson's in that movie, and you don't remember that,
I totally don't.
but he's in it.
It's got stars and stars on the rising. Like Matt Damon wasn't Matt Damon like he is now. He had just got off the Good Will Hunting, and that kind of brought him to the limelight.
Oh
And
yeah,
then Saving Private Ryan happened. Vin Diesel, like Mr. Fast and Furious. Another thing about Saving Private Ryan, I think it gave us a realistic look of war. It didn't glorify it. It shows you like like the action, of course, man, but at the same time, like there's a grim reality, a grim
yeah.
possibility as well, man.
Like when Ribisi dies, spoiler alert, when he gets shot, he's just like being comforted while he's dying, and they just show him basically die on screen. I mean, you're right. I shouldn't have even said that. And it's a Spielberg movie, so
Spielberg.
it's hard to miss when you're Spielberg, I guess. And that's another one. I remember when that movie came out. This is something that was like publicized and stuff, but like, there was still a lot of World War II vets around when that movie came out, and they'd go and be like, I either had to leave or it just like was insane how close that they got to what it really was and stuff. So yeah, man, there's some other ones you can watch and be hella entertained. War movies can be great. There's a lot of good ones, but it's hard to beat Saving Private Ryan. And when you go down the cast list, Ed Burns, that guy's a badass. Ribisi, Hebrew Hammer. And then you go into just the people that show up. The guy from Seven that killed the hooker.
Barry Pepper.
Yeah, Barry. Yeah, the sniper dude, the one that prays while he's sniping people. I mean, it is just filled with craziness. And then that kind of became, it wasn't a typecast thing, but Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks, the duo, are responsible for making a shit ton of good World War II movies and TV, because they made that show Band of Brothers, which
Band of
is
Brothers.
like an elongated version of Saving Private Ryan a little bit.
They got Walter White in this shit.
Damn, I didn't even remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. You just keep watching it, and then like they'll go into a town, some guy will be there, and it's like Ted Danson, just like, yeah, I just go over the hill. But he shows up. Everybody showed up. Vin Diesel got taken out quick too. He wasn't there too long. He had to go film Fast and Furious.
And all the other 20. This is Steve G and Mad G with Happened in the 90s, a show where we talk about what happened in the 90s. So get out your Cypress Hill and your King of the Hill, because high noon, your doom coming for you where the cowboys from hell.
Getting up on the neck, Steve.
All up on it.
It's good to be here, man. Good to be here on this day.
Happy Sunday, my guy. Today, my friend, we're talking all things July 24th in the 90s. Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell. Starting off in 1990, Pantera would release Cowboys from Hell. And I thought this was their first album for years. It's actually their fifth album.
I noticed that too. I was like, because I'm not a huge Pantera fan, Steve. I'm just gonna come right out and admit it. But like that song "Walk," I think it's like everybody knows Pantera song.
For sure.
That song slaps, Steve. So whatever album that was, I thought that was their first album. And I come to find out, I think that came after the album we're talking about now, which is Cowboys from Hell. And this is their fifth album. So goddamn, Steve, when did they start?
Well, they started in the 80s. And the reason I thought this was their first album is because before Cowboys from Hell, they were glam metal. Dimebag Darrell was Diamond Darrell. Yeah. All those guys that you see.
Steve Austin, Steve?
They did a stunning Steve Austin. Ironically, both them and Steve Austin from Texas. And they were just products of their time. Guns N' Roses was hot, Motley Crue, and that was the era they started in. But when the 90s hit, something clicked where it's like, man, this ain't really us. We're Texans. We don't do all this shiny suits and all of that, man. And it's a complete contrast from this era of Pantera.
I had no idea that they were like glam metal at one point, because to hear their like what they're known for, I can't see that. Dimebag with some fucking flowing locks and maybe just like a half shirt.
dude, and they didn't set the world on fire. Like, I listened to the actual music, and I like this Pantera, put it that way, because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
And I've kind of felt guilty for a little bit because, like, man, they might be kind of racist. But I had to chat. I wanted to chat GPT for closure, and they certified that Pantera is not an official racist group. However, fuck Phil Anselmo, the vocalist, because he's come out and said a lot of things to the point where the rest of the band members were like, man, I don't know if we could keep fucking with this dude.
Damn.
Like,
They're going
yeah.
on the front, man. So he's saying some crazy, real out of pocket shit.
When they did a tribute of Dimebag Darrell, they called it Dime Bash. He was performing, and at some point, he did a Hitler salute and yelled "White Power."
I remember hearing about that. Yeah, dude, that's fucked up. And I feel like, unfortunately for them anyway, like a lot of racist style dudes listen to Pantera style music.
Unfortunately,
It's not their fault.
it's not. And like, they actually have a diverse fan base, because I don't know any personally, like other brothers who fuck with them, but like I could see, like, if you fuck with like Metallica, you could fuck with them, man.
It just takes some time. I feel like sometimes, like the heavy metal shit, you got to be in a certain like mood to be listening to it. You can't just be like somebody like, this shit is awesome, and then you just listen to it and it's just and you're just, you're just high, you smoke the joint, you're not feeling it.
It's good pump up music. I love this album. Like, obviously the title track kicks ass, and they have this track called Cemetery Gates, where, even though he's a piece of shit, I give credit where it's due. Phil Anselmo hits this high ass falsetto at the end of Cemetery Gates that it's hard to replicate. And then there's another song called Domination, where Dimebag is just shredding throughout this whole album, man. Even though you're not officially a fan, you're familiar with Dimebag Darrell.
Oh,
You've heard of that name.
Well, unfortunately, I think a lot of people have heard of it that aren't even familiar with the music because of what happened to him. But yeah, hell yeah, dude. That guy was a legend. Pantera. I had many friends when I was growing up that loved Pantera. My buddy Matt loved him, made me listen to him. And there were some songs, I just wasn't like somebody who's like, throw it on, dude. I was more like, put some Limp Bizkit on or something. But yeah, hell yeah, dude, of course. And I'm telling you, Walk, it's the gateway drug of Pantera, because that's made me listen to more, because I work out. And when I work out, if Walk comes on, you're getting a couple extra reps in, Steve. Hate to use fucking meathead terminology, but it's going to push you a little extra harder.
Totally, man. And Rob Van Dam introduced me to that song because that was his entrance music in ECW. And like the way he came out to that song, it just made it so much badass, man. But yeah, shout out to Pantera, except for Phil Anselmo. But R.I.P. Dimebag Darrell, you're a legend. 1992, Mistress premieres. This self-effacing comedy about film industry blues stars Robert Wool and Martin Landau as a writer-producer duo who must deal with the increasingly fickle demands of their film's financiers. Directed by Barry Primus, starring Danny Aiello, Christopher Walken, Jace Alexander, Robert De Niro, Martin Landau, Eli Wallach, Robert Wool, Cheryl Lee Ralph, Laurie Metcalf, and Gene Smart.
Gene fucking, one of the designing women's in this bitch, Steve?
One of the, and Moesha's stepmama. I liked it, man. It only made like a little over $1 million. But if you look at the star power, just Danny Aiello, Christopher Walken, and Robert De Niro alone, like, I can't believe I've never heard of this movie before this movie.
Especially, it's like a lamp. I went to film school, so like we were made to watch that movie with Steve Buscemi about making a movie that I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We've even talked about it, I think. This is another one of those movies that I think should be shown in film school, because it is very much like a lampooning, like a realistic depiction of sort of the idiocy of making a movie,
Arliss, you have sympathy for him because he's kind of like this nebbish writer trying to make that one big hit, but like the puppet strings are pulled because the three possible financiers, they have mistresses who, like, they're basically doing the meddling on his script. Like, no, you got to bring my bitch in. No, you got to bring my bitch in. And it by the end of it, like, his script is unfamiliar. He's not even familiar with it. Like, it's complete.
De Niro's coming in heavy, like Dennis Reynolds. Like, this script has no sex. Gotta have more sex. and my wife needs to be the one doing it on screen.
And Cheryl Lee Ralph, she's Robert De Niro's mistress. Cheryl Lee Ralph, I swear.
Damn, Steve.
Yeah, I'm jonesing over some Cheryl Lee
Show
Ralph.
me that smile again. I
Yeah,
don't even know why
Cheryl.
I sang that, Steve. It just came out, but
Yeah, she totally wasn't in Growing Pains.
no, but just you wanted to see that smile upside down or sideways. I didn't get to watch it, unfortunately. I didn't have the time, but I watched a lot of stuff about it. And it seems like comedy also, but just one of these movies that's about Hollywood that people love to watch. And it's filled with people from fucking Hollywood. This isn't a bunch of no names.
And Laurie Metcalf, shout out to her. I feel like she knows how to be sexy when she wants to be.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like any actress does, and they have the ability to have like a makeup team help them with that. But, we've talked a lot about the 90s at this point, Steve. And I feel like Laurie Metcalf you got to hold her up on like the high pedestal because she's maintained. All this shit's been like brought back, shit on, shit out, redone. And she's just out here still killing it with whatever people are giving her. She's just an opportunist, Steve.
You know what did it for me? Watching Scream 2. I was like, oh, yeah, you a little evil bitch.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'll play the son and you could play the mommy.
Give me that little crazy peeper sex. She's like the shy girl in Don't Be a Menace with Marlon Wayans, Steve. She's going to get you a load and then you're going to be like, no!
Right. I want that. Yeah. She looked like she like being choked too. Also in 1992, Mo Money premieres. A con man seeking to gain affections of a woman he saw entering an office building acquires a job in the same building working for an executive who has plans to use his skills for more than just workplace. Directed by Peter McDonald, starring Damon Wayans, Stacey Dash, Joe Santos, John Deal, and Marlon Wayans.
I always dug this movie, Steve. Still do.
Same.
We get Marlon Wayans, we get Damon Wayans. And what I like about this is it gives like Damon Wayans a chance to do some of the things that we want from In Living Color days.
Yeah.
And it references the skit. My thing with this is like to reference the skit, it's only because he's a hustler, Steve. We
True
get
hustler.
no Keenan Ivory in this. They got no truck. They're not selling satellite dish. It's a good movie, man. It's funny.
Initially, Kadeem Hardison was going to play the same role Marlon Wayans played, but Damon Wayans, their mother, suggested, hey, put your little brother in this. And I felt like that would have been a better fit. Like, Kadeem, you're a legend, man. I had the Dwayne Wayne specs for a little minute, but
Hell yeah.
Nothing can beat the chemistry of people who already know each other. It's just like, dude, if you decided to leave this show, like I would have to end it because like I can't there's nothing else that could replicate this chemistry, man. Like this stuff that we talk about on this show we talked about it in the back of Algebra 2, in the back of the bus, in our freshman dorm. So Marlon and Damon or any of the Wayans, man, those guys are legends. And John Deal, I got to give a shout out to him. He plays a crooked, just evil, sinister person. He killed it. I hated him so much throughout this movie. And it's like wrestling, man. That's a good heel.
Who is the nerdy black dude that was always like the uppity dude and everything? What's that guy's name? The boss guy?
The one that Stacey Dash is dating at first?
I think so. I think it's like Damon's boss at the like big company. He's like a guy. I know who I'm talking about. I don't want to bring up anything, but that guy's hilarious. But it is funny that Marlon was not it wasn't originally him because it's perfect that way. It's crazy they would have thought of anyone else, but this is what, 92?
92, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, he just got that chance, and like after this, it was basically off to the races. They were all ready to kill it. But this doesn't get as much play. Like, I feel like I saw it a lot because it was on Comedy Central a lot back in the day. They used
I remember,
to get a lot. Yeah, man, this doesn't get talked about very much. And here we are.
Yeah. Shout out to Mo Money and all the Wayans. Also in 1992, Mom and Dad Save the World premieres. An alien overlord plans to blow up the Earth, but first he snatches and proposes to marry an Earthman's wife. Directed by Greg Beeman, starring Terry Garr, Jeffrey Jones, John Lovitz, Dwyer Brown, Kathy Ireland, and Wallace Shawn.
Weird movies, Steve.
Yeah, I remember liking it as a kid, but damn it, I didn't know any better.
And also now it's aged so terribly because the dad's a pedophile. So that's one thing that we gotta like just sort of overlook. Also, John Lovitz is the evil villain alien dude. And I feel like if John Lovitz is one of like the main cast, you're just not set up for success. Unless you're a critic. You know?
Is the intention for him to be comical? Because if he's the main villain, it's John Lovitz, please don't hurt me. Like, is he not supposed to be taken serious?
He's to me, it's almost like if you had to compare characters, he's like Dark or whatever Helmet from Spaceballs. He's like Rick Moranis' character. He's just like a pathetic guy, and he is. He's just trying to like steal a dude's chick. He's constantly trying to mac on her, even though she's not into it. I think fish are women in this. Basically, they're on a drive. The alien puts the car in a tractor beam and takes them to some other planet. It's a whole thing, Steven. If I have to watch a movie like this, it's going to be that movie where John Ritter and his wife get pulled into the TV universe.
Dude, I confused that with this.
Way better. That movie is way better than this, and it's darker than this, and it's just better in all ways. This Mom and Dad Save the World to the pedophile garden with you. This is just needs to be put to pasture, Steve. It's not that good. I do respect some of the special effects with like the weird like dog guys and stuff, but it doesn't make sense. Like it's not like entertaining. It's just like, oh, okay. They did that.
And they had fish people, if I'm not mistaken, too, right?
I think those were the women on the planet. Like the dogs were men, the women were fish, and somehow John Lovitz was like their overlord guy, but he's just a pathetic like cuck dude that's just trying to steal some puss.
And I get it. Terry Garr was a baddie, but damn, this movie was dumb as hell. In 1994, The State is airing season 2, episode 3. We're going to be leaning hard on The State this summer.
Yeah. Thank you, Jolo Trulio and company. We appreciate it.
But by the way, I got to ask, like, do you have a favorite? Because Joe Latrulio might be mine.
I always forget the dude's name. The guy that was on Reno 911.
The main one, Thomas Lennon?
Thomas Lennon, dude. I feel like he's the GOAT.
Dude, did you know he wrote Night at the Museum?
No, I did not. That's crazy.
Fun fact.
Oh, he's rich as fuck, too. Okay.
A lot of those guys are kind of behind the scenes, and they seem all right.
And also, just like a lot of them just kept working. Like the meatball guy, Ken
Marino, yeah.
He's still working solid. If they didn't get acting work, I think it's exactly what you said. They just started writing and created other awesome shows like Reno 911 and stuff.
I would prefer that route. I don't need to be famous. Just give me that munyan. But the Microchip, that's our first skit. And it starts with Thomas Lennon saying, this tiny computer chip can store every book in the world. You think I'm a liar? Say it to my face. Come on, you little bitch.
Hey, get out of here, man. You see what you did to him? Scientist is unhinged, Steve.
That theme song, I love it. It doesn't have any lyrics. And it's catchy. Now we're on the Bookworm. And they're like, these two jocks, like Joe Latrulio is like, hey, look at that guy. Look at him as he reads his book. Word party in his head.
What do you call that? It's like every page is just another magical wonder. Every period, a gift. He's so eloquent. This bully's so eloquent, right, Steve? But he keeps looking at him. He's like, what do you fucking call somebody who can't bring their head out of a book? What is the terminology? I got to go figure this out.
He's the ultimate. So he goes to the girls' room and he asks, like, what do you call a guy who likes reading books all the time? I don't know, if like a philosopher.
Thank you for the knowledge nuggets, ladies, but I gotta go. He's narrating this whole adventure, but then I think he goes to a guidance counselor or something. Counselor something. What do you call a person who doesn't stop reading and won't take their nose out of their books? And the counselor really can't help him too much either, Steve, other than to be like, man, I don't know, like a
bibliophile.
Yeah, he's like, what are you saying? They tried to come on to me, bro? A counselor does give him some good advice. He's like, I don't know, but maybe just go to one and ask him. Ask a nerd, And he's like, thank you so much for the guidance, my guidance counselor. Appreciate it. Salutations.
So he goes to the guy. He's like, hey, you, what do you call you? A bookworm? Bookworm.
And then we get like that fun Breakfast Club montage of what happened to everybody that was in the skit, Ken Farino, he found out he had a neck, I think, something about that.
At the age of 50, and then all 4 of those cheerleaders drowned about 4 minutes after talking to the bully. The bully, he blew out his knee and then his other knee and both elbows, and now he works at an unemployment office.
And that's how it works out, Steve. In real life, that's what happens. The jocks become people that work at an unemployment or go to an unemployment office.
I would love to see Sean on the side of the road doing community service.
No, I would love that too.
Yeah.
I would never do this otherwise, but if you could clock it was him, just throw some trash so it hits him on the way, as you pass over.
Yeah, just here's some extra.
You got to stay busy, Sean.
Yeah.
They're not going to fill out that paper, okay? Here you go, bud.
But that same unemployment worker, like, it leads to another skit. And we cut to Ken Marino. He's being interviewed for a job. He's like, if I get a job today, I don't care if you play Yankee Doodle out your ass.
It's going great, Steve. He's charming the hell out of the guy at the unemployment agency. But the guy's like, yeah, I'm seeing a lot here, but you got to kind of like fill me in. Like, what happened at your last job? He was a vet. And this lady brings in a sick little bunny. And he's like, he's trying to go over the information. And finally, he's like, you know what? Let me try something. And he just sticks the bunny down his pants, Steve. And the lady whose bunny it is like, what the hell are you doing? Like, can you get the bunny out of the pants? And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Are you the vet?
Yeah, are you the expert? Back at the unemployment agency, he asked, like, so what happened to that bunny? Oh, the bunny died. Not because of me. It was hit by a car. But I was the one driving the car.
C'est la vie, am I right?
Let's move on to your next job as an auto mechanic. So they cut to him as an auto mechanic, and he's talking to the guy like, man, I think it's your camshaft. You know what I should do? Hold on. Stuffs it down his pants. And then the dude's like, what the fuck? What are you doing? Like, are you an auto mechanic? Well, hold up. Let me see if I can put this camshaft down your pants. Wait, hold on. What the fuck?
Give me your fucking pants, sir. It got a little physical, Steve, but it didn't go on his record. That's how it ended. The car got fixed somehow. But then he's like, so what was the job before this? And Ken's like, well, actually, I had a job at a preschool or something. And you can even hear the audience audibly go like, oh. And we start to see a flashback of him in front of some kids looking kind of nervous. And then he's like, actually, you know what? I'm good. We're not going to talk about that.
And then the guy, he's like, well, there's a job on Maple Street who's looking for a guy who can put things down his pants. I don't know if that works for me.
You don't got anything in like food service or anything else? And the guy's like, nah, man, this is all we got. And he's like, well, guess I'll take that job on Maple Street.
And then he stuffs the guy down his pants
all the way. And the guy grabs some like jelly beans or something and starts facing him. So, take a little snack into the pants. This guy's an expert, though. He's put a lot of stuff down his pants, Steve. So I feel like if anybody, you can trust him.
There's a use for that somewhere. But up next is the relationship line. Are you looking for more than just sex? Call the relationship line.
But it's not sex, Steve. This isn't anything. This is completely non-sexual because what this is, it's kind of genius, honestly. You can get in fights that you would normally get in a relationship with a complete stranger, no strings attached. So it's a lot of like, yeah, sorry, okay?
I'm not seeing anybody else. Jeez. Like, that was just a friend.
What'd you say? What? I can't you never fucking talk loud enough. Okay? It's a lot of that kind of shit. Bring this to now, Steve. I feel like there's some pathetic people that might actually do this just for some context.
And the next part is a morning talk show called People Really Live This Way.
Yeah, Steve. Carla and Bob. They've got a show where it's just the morning show. It's like the Today Show, except all they're showing you are people living in squalor.
Pretty much.
It's actually the finals of a competition that they've been having for People Really Live This Way. So we're actually treated to clips of all of the finalists, the first of which being Patricia, who basically just seems like a woman living in a trailer park. Nothing too crazy. They're like, this woman's house costs as much as my suit. Do you believe how people live like this? This is crazy. Patricia, maybe you'll win some money. Just kidding. You live in shit. You probably smell. Bye.
What are you going to do with that money if you win? Well, I'm going to do this, that, and yeah, you'll probably just buy more tater tots for your white trash family.
Patricia, it's not looking great for her in this contest. But then we meet Richie, who to me looks like a front runner because right away, he's right about ready to jump, Steve.
End it all.
Yeah, he's on like a water tower. He's ready to jump. Bob and Carla show up and they're like, Richie, she wants to talk to you. And he's like, wait, you do? You're like, yeah, I know you've been recently divorced. She's on the line. He's like, please let me talk to her. Oh, we're just kidding. What? Yeah, it's probably better off. She was a whore. Actually, I'm just kidding about that. But actually, now that I mention it, she's dead. Actually, I'm just kidding because she's both.
She's dead and she's a whore.
She's a dead and a whore. So you're better off. And then Richie just jumps, Steve. So I guess he's disqualified. He gave up.
Then we cut to Tim, and it looks like he's getting evicted. All of his belongings are being taken away in a truck, and they pump fake him. They're like, Tim, today is your lucky day. You win the sweepstakes. No, I'm kidding.
You win the $20,000. You don't have to give up your farm and all your possessions. You can get those back. He's like, what? Oh, okay, yeah. Just kidding. Those things are already gone anyway. You're better off. Bye. So, and actually, then they're like, actually, there was no prize money. We spent it all on whores.
And this one is the elevator. It's a Michael Showalter who gets his wallet stolen. And it's the guy right behind him. The guy tries to get away, and he's running for quite a while to be in an elevator.
Yeah, I mean, this is a packed elevator, but basically it's a chase through an 11-person elevator, and at the end of which he disappears. Like, he's getting chased, and suddenly, like, the guy bangs into a wall that got his wallet stolen. He's like, hey, where the fuck is this guy? And he's gone, so we're like, okay. And then we, like, the camera pans down, and the thief is like parkouring, like holding on to like a guy reading the newspaper. It's the perfect crime, Steve.
Robert Ben Garant.
Well, regardless, this man is like Cirque du Soleil to stay away from this guy on an elevator, no less, Steve. That's pretty tough.
We have another one of those behind the curtains kind of deals with the cast of The State. A lot of people think stars like us are into a lot of questionable adult activity, but we don't smoke cigarettes because they're bad for you.
They don't make you look sexy or cool. Never do something like that.
We don't drink beer all day.
Never blacked out in a Corvette and drilled it into a house. That's something that somebody else would have done, not me.
We don't do drugs. Special K, we never did it on Greenwich Street, and it was never really cool.
Never did some duster hits and blacked out.
And none of us have ever been arrested for stealing CDs at Tower Records.
And I know damn well I've never been arrested for stealing babies and selling them on the black market to people in Monaco.
The cast of The State, model citizens. Up next is a phone line for Carrie Fisher, 555-FISH.
Hey guys, this is Carrie Fisher. Are we talking about Princess Leia, Steve?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do they do this?
They're random like that, man. Because the guy, he's just on the phone. He's like, yeah, I loved your buns that you had. And then that leather getup that you wore. Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
You're welcome.
Rest in peace to a legend, Carrie. You could have made some extra money just talking to nerds.
Not a Star Wars fan, but she did look sexy in that one getup.
Oh, hell yeah, Steve. Both of them. The OG, just the white. where you take that off, she's looking right and tight, and then that just obviously the bikini Jabba the Hutt
Oh,
get up. We all love that.
Lois and Clark. And Lois is like, why aren't you and Superman here at the same time?
I mean, it makes sense. She's catching on, Steve. And then some monster attacks Metropolis. So Clark's like, I gotta go. And she sees him go into like a closet of some kind. Lois is just outside ready to catch him. She's like, of course, this guy's Superman. He's gonna come out in this outfit at some point. But then she's like, hey, Clark, what the hell are you doing in here? And she opens the closet. And Clark's just in some lingerie, just singing some kind of weird, I think a show tune of some time. Like,
In the mirror.
full drag. This is almost like Silence of the Lambs level disturbing. It's basically is that, honestly, except you can't see his man pussy.
We see Superman though in the background, and then he checks in and sees like, "Hey, Lois, what's going on?" He sees Clark, and he's like, "Clark, mind if I join you?" And then Superman goes in, and they both singing.
Goodbye, horses. And that monster will be fine. It can wait. They got to finish that show tune, and they're in the closet, Steve.
The Robert Ben Garant, that dude is hilarious too, because he comes around the corner, he's like, "We're being attacked by giant flying robot sharks."
And then we go to, yeah, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Barry and Levon or something. I don't know how to pronounce that. But oh yeah.
This is a love seat.
We gonna get it on tonight. Oh yeah.
I need a doctor. What for? I think I have a broken heart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Barry, baby. I love this seat. But does that seat love me? Oh yeah.
She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me.
How much did that love seat cost? Let's just say we put it on layaway.
Oh, yeah.
And they're talking about a love seat, Steve.
And then they sit on the love seat. They turn the vibrator on. It's like, it's too much love seat, Barry. I got to lie down.
Oh, yeah. And then they just basically fold themselves into the love seat, Steve. They become one with the love seat.
Yeah, and that's the episode.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I love that. That's like one of the few like recurring characters they had.
They got a pop, so I was like, "Did these people are they expecting this, or is this something?" Because I've never seen it, but yeah, this is a personal favorite of mine right now. I like the ladies' man vibes of this.
Totally.
Oh yeah.
That following year, WWF is airing Monday Night Raw from Louisville Gardens in Louisville, Kentucky.
I kind of dig this theme song, Steve. I kind of dig it. Now that I keep hearing it, I remember it being at the beginning of a video game, so I think it's pulling off some memory of that.
Very vintage.
Yeah, dude, I like it. I like this one.
We get a recap at the beginning. HBK and Jeff Jarrett just the previous night had an intercontinental title match in your house, and Jeff Jarrett catches a tasty chin music.
There's some roadie sort of shenanigans where I think Rhodey sort of took Jeff Jarrett's attention away from HBK for a second to assist in the win here. So is this setting up a DX thing, or is this just like Rhodey Double J getting in some shenanigans together?
He might have flubbed it because I think he intentionally wanted to do that to Shawn Michaels, but he accidentally pulled on Jeff Jarrett's leg because I don't think the DX thing is set up until after Shawn leaves the first time.
Well, it's a little foreshadowing, Steve. Maybe it's art imitating life at this point, but at some point that becomes a reality. But still, I love seeing this Double J, the spaceman, the gay cowboy spaceman type look. And I love Rhodey, Road Dog, whatever you want to call him. Anytime you get a chance to see that, especially these early on ones where you just know what's about to happen, love that as well. And obviously HBK just fucking landing a tasty fucking sweet chin music is always nice.
This makes him the three-time Intercontinental Champion too, beating Jeff Jarrett.
Honestly, there's a lot of cool looking belts, but this IC belt Was this the same one where Warrior had like the crazy strap colors?
The different colors, yeah.
It's the most cool looking belt, other than the $1 million belt, which I want that still to this day. But yeah, Shawn Michaels, tasty looking white strapped IC belt 3 times already, and it's only 95, Steve.
Only 95. And this to me is peak Shawn Michaels, like mid to late 90s. That's him at the pinnacle, man. I don't think anybody could outperform him. He was still doing cool promos because in the beginning, when he first became a solo guy, I don't think he kind of figured out his way yet. He was so used to having a tag team partner to split the duties.
How far are we removed from him kicking Marty Jannetty through the Brutus the Barber Beefcake set?
I think that happened in 92, early 92. So we're about 3 years.
So 3 years of him just like putting in steady work. He's not even a heel. Like he's just a charismatic, like anti-hero, basically, if you have to categorize it.
At this point, yeah. Because I mean, speaking of the devil, he's in the first match. And when he comes out, man, it's obvious that the ladies love him. They cut to the different chicks in the audience, and they're just like, snap, snap. Oh my God, it's really him.
Shawn! There's a couple of tasty treats in there for Louisville, Kentucky, Steve.
Yeah, for real.
Some thoroughbreds, to be honest with you. Yeah, man. I always dug this weird, it's not BDSM, but it's like these weird, like steel plate outfits or whatever you want to call this.
The kneecaps or the knee pads with the boot.
Well, and like even the hat has like these steel little plates like inlaid as like in a pattern. Basically, it's like bulletproof, Steve, but just sexy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a cool look. Basically, it's not the red one that we all know and love with the chains.
Yeah,
He's got a guy doing some welding on these outfits that I'm questioning who's doing it because it's good work.
One of my unsung heroes of the 90s, he's fighting Jimmy Del Rey, aka Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey.
I thought he was doing an impersonation of Shawn Michaels. I didn't realize this was this guy's whole thing, Steve.
That's his thing, man. The Gigolo, spending lots of dough. And he was a part of the Heavenly Bodies with Tom Pritchard, the guy with the nasty mullet curl, whatever. That's Brother Love's brother, Bruce Pritchard's brother,
okay,
Tom Pritchard. Right. Yeah. So Del Rey, he's got Tom Pritchard and Corny in his corner. And HBK, he beats up Jimmy and Tom. He wastes no time. Like, get y'all out the paint already. Let's go.
We only got an hour here, guys. I gotta fucking mop the floor. I mean, I will say Jimmy the Gigolo, Del Rey, I was enjoying it, Steve. If he's a manho, he's a rough looking manho, but this is some entertaining wrestling.
Hell yeah, man. And he's got to do the dance a couple times in his matches. And even when he hits him with the Rude Awakening, he does a little
hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. He just needs to be Weight Watchers a little bit, but he's doing it. He's got the hair. And then we get not only one, but two sweet shit musics at the end of this, because I think Pritchard takes one of them, and then Jimmy the Gigolo gets busted on. No offense.
Man, I always liked the Shawn Michaels coming off the mat deal. I don't think I'll ever be able to do that. It's kind of like a tape ejecting from a VCR. Like he just pops up. Like
the kip up thing?
The kip up.
Yeah, hell yeah. I just, oddly enough, I saw a hilarious, or not a hilarious, but like a legendary video of him and Undertaker at the end of a Royal Rumble where they both like get up at the same time. It involved a kip up that was legendary. And I always have tried to do that. I remember as a fat kid hilariously trying to do it in my basement and giving myself a really terrible head injury. But yeah, dude, Shawn Michaels, man, I find it weird he's at the beginning of this. He's the IC champ, and I guess maybe the philosophy is started off with a bang. Get this star out here and just get it popping.
They show clips of Jeff Jarrett's concert at In Your House. So not only did he have to defend his Intercontinental belt, but he plays a little tune, man. Ain't I great?
But there's also a little bit of maybe like an asterisk here where I think people are saying that he might have been lip syncing this whole performance, Steve. They mentioned that. I think actually Rhodey might have mentioned that to some people behind the scenes. They say, so he's spilling a little tea.
Oh, Ashley
Jeff
Simpson.
Jarrett, yeah, dude, he's fucking letting everybody know. But I support it, Steve. Jeff Jarrett, country legend, as far as I'm concerned.
Then they keep cutting back to that Intercontinental match with HBK. They give you the whole rundown, like the roadie pulling on Jeff Jarrett's leg, and then they cut back to Doc Hendricks, and I can't make out a word he's saying. He's
He's
just
he is coked out of his mind, dude. They didn't tell Doc that he had to go on. They didn't give him like that 5-minute window to just chill out because he's fired up. I didn't clock anything, and I had closed captioning on, and it was just a bunch of letters.
he on 10.
Yeah, dude. So shit got crazy. What was the actual thing, though? What was the event the previous night? What was
In
it?
your house?
In your house.
Yeah.
Do they still do that one, Steve? Is In Your House still an event?
They brought it back a couple years ago, but like it's kind of a vintage deal. Like
Okay.
they'll only do it to like, I don't know, to reminisce every now and then.
Well, the next match, Steve, a couple of familiar faces here and a couple of guys I've never heard of and the announcers maybe never heard of because they're having trouble keeping them apart. And I'm talking about the Smoking Guns, Bart and Billy, versus John Faulkner and Rick Stockhauser, Steve.
Sound like some people we went to Perrysburg with.
Those sound like two guys that are on like the court docket for DUIs. Those are just normal guys. And even like the whole time they're calling this match, the King and Vince, they're both like, which one is that? Like they don't even care to know who these guys are. They're just two dudes.
I will say the Smoking Guns finisher was pretty cool though.
I was going to say I didn't dig it.
You really?
It was like too telegraphed. It didn't look smooth because it's the one where like one of them holds him up on his shoulders and then they like smush him off the top rope, basically.
It's kind of like a remix of the Doomsday Device.
Close, but I'm saying I disagree, Steve. I think the Smoking Guns is just a losing product. I'm here to say I think Bart was dragging Billy down, Steve.
I agree. And I'll go back to my previous statement in our last episode. Anyone past the 1800s wearing cowboy boots, you're a tool.
Yeah. I dig the Smoking Guns like name because your name's Gun and that's fun and it's a nice little double entendre thing. But yeah, you got the cowboy look. And I mean, honestly, Billy's been kind of like saddled with some crazy characters because his other one, his successful one was Mr. Ass.
Mr. Ass.
I don't like that even, but it ended up being all right. But yeah, dude, the Smoking Guns, of course, they're going to beat these two jabroni dudes that came out of a fucking AA meeting and just lucked up on a contract, I guess.
We cut to the Barry, I don't know if it's Zawinski. They kept saying his name too fast, but usually he's got some fly gear, some kind of cool t-shirt, but this one I could do without. It's very bland and it just says "Ain't I Great" on the front.
They're wholesaling the Double J merch. They're like, we got to get as much of this off the shelf as we can because this is not working. I mean, these shirts that we print.
Like, I don't think anybody bought those, man. There's no logo. There's nothing like to grab at.
I need to see Double J on the shirt. If I buy a wrestling shirt and it's not NWO or DX, I'm going to need to see the guy. You know, I need something. I don't need the fucking stupid ass, aren't I great? You look like an asshole in that.
It's kind of like I'm with stupid shirt.
Yeah,
like,
it's the man, the myth, the legend shirts. I actually own that. I was a douchebag, but I mean, you're a douche.
They also do a promo for Waylon Mercy. He's coming back. Yes. And there's also like a debut promotion for Goldust. It's funny that event we covered where he's just dusting. He was only 1 year removed from Goldust.
That's hilarious.
Saved his career.
Dusty's kid. It ended up being a great character. I can't explain why, other than the guy had charisma and has like a sense of humor. Because if you just explained to that and gave me that to do, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you trying to fucking end me?
I quit. I'm going back to selling insurance. The Fatu promo I want to touch on because he had just ended his head shrinkers era. And so now this is pre-Rikishi. Now he is Fatu who wants to make a difference in the neighborhood. You know, I decided to do things the right way because I never did drugs, because I stayed in school. I'm here to make a difference.
And I'm going to go to the Cow Palace and wrestle. I'm making my dreams come true. And I'm wearing a leather jacket with nothing on underneath in the hood. I'm a neighborhood guy.
Boo. You're supposed to be so good that, in the 90s, depending on what year, like you would have got booed. It's kind of like Die Rocky Die, because he started off the same way. Like, I'm the blue chipper and I just want to do good things and I just drink milk and like, man, get the fuck out of here. I hope you die. That's how I feel. Like, Fat, Fat 2, I think it would have been cooler if he went from this into Head Shrinkers.
Okay.
You know,
I want to say what happened to him, and I keep saying this when we see Fatu. What the fuck happened with the diet where your ass exploded the way it did?
Brown chicken ass.
This guy go to fucking Brazil and get fucking injections like fucking the Real Housewives?
you got a BBL?
I think so, dude. Because it makes no fucking sense. This is a cringy ass fucking promo. And I like
So
that they could only get like 2 people to actually be in it that are like the people from the hood that he's like connecting with, you know?
he's dapping up random people.
There's just like an old guy getting a beer at a fucking 7-Eleven. He's like,
What the
and the guy won't even stop. He's like, yeah, man, what the fuck, man? Nice jacket, though.
Now, here comes our guy, Waylon Mercy versus Gary Scott. I like this guy. He comes in and he just shakes his hand. And he's like, man, fuck you.
I
I love that.
Of the people before anything. And they're even mentioning it. Like, look how polite he's being. The ref's hand. He's like, looking good, man.
Yeah.
And then he just beats the shit out of this guy. I gotta be honest with you, dude. I feel like this guy might have a legit body in his yard someplace. The psycho peepers that are his basically signature, because his signature is just choking somebody out, Steve.
Debo style.
Like a crazy lunatic. And I feel like he did that to a hooker in Vegas and she's buried in the desert someplace, like Joe Pesci in Casino.
I found it funny when he steps on Gary Scott's face and Jerry's like, I love that move.
Yeah, dude. He's like 6'9". He's got an upside down cross tatted on his fucking forehead or something. It looks like an upside down cross. Maybe it's makeup. He looks the part. His moveset is very small, Steve. I mean, this guy might be strong, but all he's doing is smashing people's faces around and looking like he's busting a nut while a guy loses consciousness, which I don't really like too much, but it works for him.
For a scary heel, yeah. Because that's all he throws that sleeper hold on and he damn near kills Gary Scott. R.I.P. Gary.
I do want to mention one thing because I forgot about this, because he's a con man too, Steve. That's sort of his thing. So like he throws Gary out of the ring at one point, but we see he's shaking hands. He's very nice. So he actually pulls the rope up for Gary. He's like, come on, Gary. Sorry about that, dude. And Gary gets in and he just lets the rope go and just slams it on his back, which I just thought was petty and I enjoyed that.
Gary, you should know the man shook your hand and beat your ass. Now you deserve to take that L. Huge L for Gary. But Todd Pettengill, he comes up with a promo for SummerSlam. It's brought to you by Stridex. I miss those days when it was sponsored by a company.
Yeah. It was Stridex for a while, Steve. They had the market on wrestling pay-per-views, I feel like.
And there was a toy company, I can't recall, but
the one was like the flippy, the shitty fucking fighter ones.
Yeah, I just can't call it, man. Like, even as a kid, I was like, man, these look like shitty toys. Like, why would you buy these?
Kenner?
No, it definitely wasn't Kenner.
Okay. Yeah. We do also get what I would say, honestly, Steve, is a promo for Mabel, who's just recently won the King of the Ring. Say what you want about Mabel. Say what you want about the look. Say what you want about the guy who looks like a midget next to him. I can't ever remember his name.
Mo.
This is a pretty decent promo for Mabel. This is one of the ones where I'm like, actually, dude, this guy looks like a pimp in this. He's got the glasses on. He's talking shit. He kind of sounds like an evil Mr. T in this. He's like, sucker. Says a lot of that shit.
A lot of Mr. T action, man. This is way better than his hip hop. Like, hey, oh.
Yeah. Even at the end, he's like, hail to the king, sucker. And he's got the shit on. He's got the gear on. It looks cool.
And he's gunning for Diesel because he's the king. I deserve a spot to win the belt. You know, you should be grateful that I'm even giving you an opportunity to face the king because I have such a royal heart. He keeps calling him Big Daddy Fool.
And he just keeps talking about how he's a very benevolent royal king, Steve. When you come into my kingdom, he uses a lot of like the royal terminology and mixes it with a sucka every once in a while, which I just thought looked very cool with the shades and the crown. So to Mabel, this might be your greatest moment other than winning King of the Ring as far as promos go. Put this on your reel. This is reel worthy.
That's resume worthy. Long live the king. Next, man, is that motherfucking Hakushi with Shinja versus Bret Hart. I told you, Hakushi, you keep fucking around with Bret, you gonna find out. Because he comes out with that head again, that Bret Hart head in his satchel. I swear, like, why are you coming for Bret? Canadians don't even have beef with Japan. You just got here and you just gunning for Bret. Why you pick Bret? Canadians are cool. He ain't never did shit to you. You don't even know this man. You just coming out with the Bret Hart head. He ain't even got the belt. So what do you have to gain from this, Hakushi?
He's modern day kamikaze, Steve. He doesn't give a shit because he has no regard for anybody or himself. I do want to question how you travel around with a fake severed head that looks pretty weirdly realistic in a sack. I can't really clock that. But I gotta say, dude, we've talked about this because we've seen this previously. I'm not a huge fountain of Hakushi knowledge, but what I'm seeing of Hakushi, I'm liking, Steve. I like the look. The only thing I don't like is Shinja. He's in like kabuki face or like some sort of white face, and it just doesn't look great. Come out in the suit. Come out as like an Asian pimp and just be that. But this whole thing, keep that in the back. Keep that makeup off, Shinja.
Really, Hakushi could have done without Shinja because I don't think Shinja ever spoke. Like, what's the point of you? Like, that's the point of managers is speaking for a guy who can't speak on the mic. But if your manager doesn't speak, like, what good are you?
Yeah, even Mr. Fuji says some shit every once in a while. He'll throw something in. Hakushi, though, dude, he looks cool. He's got the fucking tats all over his body. He's throwing his body on the line. He's doing a lot of like top rope maneuvers and stuff. But I mean, he's going up against the excellence of execution, Steve. So clearly he is a kamikaze because he's suicidal at this point.
And I will say, even though Hakushi's pissing me off, he is giving Bret a run for his money in this match, man. For a televised Monday Night Raw match, he's giving his all.
Goes everywhere. And he does give Bret a run for his money. But eventually, Steve, we know what's going to happen here. Hakushi, Shinja, there's not enough of these guys to go against the excellence of execution. Bret does what he does. He puts that sharpshooter on. And Hakushi, he might be suicidal, but he's not a sadist or masochist or whatever one it is, because he taps out, Steve.
In no time, Hakushi, look, man, I wanted to like you with the tattoos and you do cool high flying moves, but you a bitch. You ain't even lasting a sharpshooter for a minute.
Very dishonorable.
Oh, and he gets a power driver. Shinja gets a power driver for his troubles.
Yeah, dude. Fuck Shinja, dude. Now I'm saying, Shinja, you gotta go. You gotta leave so Hakushi can fucking spread his wings. Now I'm saying this because it's over, Steve. Hakushi's gone. What happened to him? You watch wrestling at this time. Did he just come and go and he just disappeared? Because I never saw Hakushi once as a kid.
I was occasionally checking around this era. Like, I wasn't as locked in as the Attitude Era, but I think he just came and went because he probably didn't feel like the travel was, could fit his lifestyle. Because, I mean, you work for Vince, you're going to have to do a lot of traveling. And the fact that he's not even from here, that was probably too much for him.
Okay. Oh, he's doing a lot of top rope headbutts, too. So I feel like you take a couple of those the wrong way. You're just like, you know what? I'm going back to New Japan wrestling. I'm just going to do a Wednesday every few weeks. Get paid.
What was weird about this was Pierre from the Quebecers shows up and he takes the breadhead bag.
Yeah, he just takes it.
What the like? You have nothing to do with any of this.
What? I like memorabilia. This is going to be worth someday.
Going to the pawn shop.
You see how realistic this thing is? I kind of just want to look at it to see how he pulled this off. Like, look at the cheeks. Look at the bone structure here. This is art.
One of the many fatalities of the new generation era is Dean Douglas.
I was so disappointed in this, Steve. What a misuse of just a fucking legend.
Misuse. Very apropos.
I'm the personification of knowledge, Steve. Like, this guy, like, even if he's a dean, what kind of weird ass dean is this? I'm going to grade all of the superstars in the WWF. Some of them might pass, others gonna get it.
He gives like 4 or 5 definitions of knowledge, talking about that pit in your gut. A lot of the superstars are going to have that pit in their stomach when they receive their report card. Like,
Come on, dude. You're just a substitute teacher that cares too much. You're Tom Berenger.
like, yeah. When I first started watching ECW, I kept hearing about Shane Douglas being the champ. I was like, the fucking professor, dude. ECW, like, y'all.
In
But then,
Douglas?
yeah, but then when he came out and started giving promos, I was like, oh, this isn't Dean Douglas. This is a whole different. Yeah, I like this guy.
What's his nickname in ECW? Shane what?
Well, Shane Douglas, I don't know. Like, did he have a
Was it
nickname?
Shane something? The real whatever. But yeah, he already had the fucking genius, guys, and that didn't work out. Dean Douglas, and it's literally like a fucking set on a TV show of like a very special episode at a school. It's stupid.
I like the Tom Berenger comparison. Yeah, it really is that, man.
I'm gonna give you a grade, Undertaker, D plus.
And at the end, they have a Shawn Michaels interview, and he's like, "Man, I feel as good as I look." And Vince says something very pause-worthy. I really think Vince has a hard on still to this day for HBK.
Look at the body on this guy, King. Look at the musculature.
The bulge in his pants.
I mean, when he almost stripped earlier, did you see the dick root? Yeah, it is. It's weird. But Sean's just sitting here. He's just here to talk shit. He was still here, and like they had to get him and King getting a little back and forth. And he's like, "You want me to come out there? I'm here. Why don't you come back?" Yeah, Kingfish. He says Kingfish a couple of times, and then that's it, Steve. Just a little sexy outro for fucking Raw that night.
Just because you have 3 championships, Larry King had 9 wives. Doesn't make him a great husband.
That's a great point, King. That's a great point.
It's pretty valid. That following year, 1996, A Time to Kill premieres. A young Mississippi lawyer defends a black man who killed the 2 white men that raped his preteen daughter. Directed by Joel Schumacher, starring Sandra Bullock, Samuel L. Jackson, Matthew McConaughey, Kevin Spacey, Brenda Fricker, Oliver Platt, Charles S. Dutton, Ashley Judd, Patrick McGoohan, and Donald Sutherland.
Just imagine that girl is your daughter. This was used in school. I saw this a lot just like with my family, but this was like a movie that got like hugely popular, but it is a fucking dark movie. Yes, I hope they die and I hope they burn in hell. Legendary line, Steve. Everybody's great in this. Even Bullock, Steve.
I was just going to say, this might be her best movie, and I don't know, because it's not like she's the star, but she's attached to this movie, so like it might be my favorite movie with Sandra Bullock in it, put it that way.
I mean, as far as like good performances, because I'm a Speed guy. I like Speed, but I don't think it's because of her.
No.
You know, and I mean, I'm a huge Net fan, but we all know how you feel about the Net, which we just don't need to, I don't want to trigger you.
Come on, babe.
Hey, babe. Dennis Miller should have been in this movie too. That would have just changed it.
Yeah, it would have fit.
Yeah, dude. Great courtroom drama. One of these movies that's like, I don't know, just even watching it, like, it just pulled off really well. Southern tension, it's hot, it's the summer, everybody's sweating. They're like, even got a Southern like lawyer, like Kevin Spacey's that quintessential, like, oh, I do declare, Mr. Judge, sir.
This is one of the sweatiest movies in cinema history, man. And I feel like there were some snubs too, because Kevin Spacey, for all his work, I never took away his talent. Like, he did a great role as the prosecutor. And Matthew McConaughey, man, shout out to him for stepping up to the plate, because at this point he was just known as the dazed and confused guy.
I mean, I think we were getting like to that point where he was starting to do this and like Contact and stuff, where people were seeing like the more dramatic side. But I do think you're right, and especially like for this to be one of the first movies. I mean, this is a crazy choice to make if he's not like a known like dramatic actor, because he's crucial to this.
For sure. He should have got nominated, man. Same thing with Samuel L. for Best Supporting, because like not just those two, but everybody, even Kiefer Sutherland. I think he was one of the Klansmen.
Yeah.
And like,
man, I forgot he was even in this shit. That's one of the guys, just like Saving Private Ryan. You're like, damn, I forgot he was in it, and Oliver Platt.
And his dad.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Damn. Sutherland's, they were a package deal for a while, Steve. You got to put my son in this. He needs Coke money.
This was actually John Grisham's first novel.
That's crazy. Again, something I didn't realize about this movie, but I think as far as like courtroom dramas, this is probably one of my more favorite movies from this era. I'm not a huge courtroom drama fan in general, but
Me either.
yeah, like this one definitely. McConaughey nails it. The scum. It's just one of those where everyone does, like all the scumbag white supremacist guys. Like it's all everybody's doing a good job in this movie.
Even Rock. Joey, why don't you go up and get a job?
But yeah, I mean, I feel like the takeaway from this is Samuel L. Jackson's line that it will never die. It's forever green, Steve. It's never going to lose its power. When you see it in the movie, I mean, it's the memorable moment from the movie, Steve.
Straight up, like that's the one that stands out. Even Chappelle had to spoof it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
In 1998, Mafia premieres. Take off on The Godfather with the son of a mafia king taking over for his dying father. Directed by Jim Abrahams, starring Jay Moore, Lloyd Bridges, Olympia Dukakis, Christina Applegate, and Billy Berg.
I kind of dig this movie.
I did too.
There's a couple of these like gang movies, like spoof movies, this nature, but this is a good one.
Do you feel like this is a dying art form? Because I feel like back in the day, we used to get these on the regular, the Hot Shots, the Naked Guns, this, and then like Keenan Ivory Wayans, he would be coming around the corner with, Don't Be a Menace, scary movie. I feel like you just don't see that anymore.
Yeah, you don't. And I'm wondering if it's just because like there's nothing to spoof. There's nothing good enough to spoof anymore. Like they can, and they've tried to do that with like superhero movies, but I do think that maybe the creative people behind the ones that we know and love, there's nobody even thinking about that now, which is weird because these movies were hilarious.
They were, and I feel like you can't give like a honest, true review of a parody movie because to me, a parody movie is supposed to be silly as fuck. Like the sillier the parody movie, the funnier it is typically. Like Don't Be a Menace, all the Mel Brooks shit. It's supposed to be over the top.
Yeah, I mean that's the point. It's a spoof movie. You're like putting a magnifying glass to all the ridiculous shit that these movies pull off. That is great in the movie, but when you actually do it again and you're like, look at how ridiculous this is. Yeah. Jay Moore is just one of those guys where he's hit or miss for me, but he kills this movie.
Just last week, we talked about him in Small Soldiers in 98. So there was a window where Jay Moore was killing it in Hollywood.
Suicide Kings, he was in that. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He was definitely putting his like mark on it. Him and Leary were kind of like in that era of like, they were kind of both like not competing for roles, but they were like comedians that were getting like legit movie roles a lot.
But I don't know if he's really searching for work now that he's married to Jeannie Buss. Like, what do you call him? A well-kept man?
Hell yeah, dude. He's a fucking house husband at this point. That's the dream, Steve.
She got that bread and she always been fine.
Hell yeah, dude. Jay Moore. And he can give her some impersonations in bed. He's a great impersonator. So he'll throw a couple like Christopher Walken's in there. She can fuck Chris Walken. There's probably a couple other ones, but that's a notable one,
Wow. And
put it up my ass.
Shout out to Jim Abrahams too. Like we lost him in 2024, and I feel like he is part of the holy grail of parody movies. You got him, Mel Brooks, I think, is the Godfather, and then Keenan Ivory Wayans. I can't think of any other, but those three right there are the kings of parody movies.
Yeah, to put them on Mount Rushmore because nobody else is doing it.
Nobody, man. And if they are, it seemed like it's going straight to streaming if it is, which that's a sign that like nobody is trying to get it.
I think that's the thing. It's like nobody's willing to put the money forth because some of these movies, it's like when you watch like Hot Shots, it's like it's not chintzy looking, and that's kind of like the fun of it.
Yeah,
like they'll do a little bit of weirdness and like low budget stuff, but they put some money into it. Where now it's like some guy shot some shit on an iPhone. It's on a fucking Amazon Prime, and that's the spoof movie.
Who are the ad wizards who came up with this one? Of course, Christina Applegate in there looking sexy. Shout out to Lloyd Bridges too. This is his last role. The Mandelbaum.
Dude, there was another one. I think Keaton was in one that's like a mob movie, like an Al Capone style movie that was like a spoof comedy too.
In the 80s?
Johnny something, because what's his name from SNL was in it too.
Johnny Dangerously?
Johnny Dangerously. That's the one I was trying to think of. Like, I feel like they're both of that similar quality. Like, hell yeah, dude. Shout out Jay Moore, just killing it in the 90s and now just fucking sitting back in an infinity pool getting his dick sucked by a sports team owner. That's great.
Also in 1998, Saving Private Ryan premieres. Following the Normandy landings, a group of U.S. soldiers go behind enemy lines to retrieve a paratrooper whose comrades have been killed in action. Directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Tom Hanks, Edward Burns, Matt Damon, Tom Sizemore. And I'm just going to stop there.
Yeah. Here's what I say to this movie, Steve.
Yeah.
Up 'em. To this day, I want to punch that guy in the face. Fuck that guy. But yeah, dude, we talked about it for a while at the beginning, but I remember going to see this. Like, this was an R-rated movie that, you know, was for straight up violence, but it wasn't like a crazy movie. It was just a war movie, and it was pretty fucking realistic. They pulled everything off. Like, I remember, and I think they maybe had done this before, but like, you know, like when a mortar show goes off and like the sound just goes out, and Tom Hanks is like walking around in like a haze and stuff. Just all the technical stuff that they pulled off in this movie, which we said it's a Steven Spielberg movie. It's not surprising, but yeah, man, definitely dug it. It's not like a movie where you're like, this movie's fucking sick, dude. You gotta see this guy's fucking head get blown off. It's not like you shouldn't be bragging about it like that, I feel like, but it's entertaining, man. It's a great movie and it's a great ensemble cast. And it's, you know, unfortunately, some of these guys, it's like crazy that they went from this to what, like a Tom Sizemore, where he's talking about getting turned into Swiss cheese on It's Always in Philadelphia.
Like, how could you go wrong, man? All-star cast. And, you know, you could argue Spielberg is the GOAT. He's not my personal favorite of all time. He's on my list, but, you know, depending on who you ask, you have an argument for that, man. And the sound, I feel like the sound added to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even in like the little scenes.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like how you describe where they take away the audio. Like, that adds something to it.
When having like the way explosions are in this and how like all that stuff works is groundbreaking. The action itself is insane. Like how the depiction of it, how intense it is. And it's, you know, like I said previously, like there were people that went through it that were like, I had to leave because this was like it was giving me like flashbacks and stuff like that. So I think as a filmmaker, you got to feel pretty good about that because you created something that honors like what those dudes went through. But I feel like every part of this, every time they meet, you see one of these celebrities that shows up, everybody's killing it, you know, in different ways. Like that scene where they're like spitting on they're trying, like how they go from being shitty about having to look for Private Ryan and they're like cleaning off dog tags to see if he's dead.
Yeah.
That scene, just like little stuff like that. There's all these like little scenes that aren't necessarily guys shooting guns where it's not boring. It adds to the movie. And by the end of the movie, I mean, you're fully locked in. That end scene where they're defending that town and Ryan's in there and everybody's kind of going down and you're seeing the end of this story that you've been watching. As far as war movies go, man, it's hard to beat. You know,
it really is.
Really, it's not perfect, but it's pretty damn close.
I think they redefined the war movie in a way.
It's not a documentary, but it's almost like treated that way, where it's like, this is historically accurate. We're not putting any like style into this. This isn't Tarantino where some guy's going to pull a fucking Tommy gun out and drill like 30 Nazis. And I'm not saying that's bad either. I love that. I want to see that. But
of course.
Yeah, I think you're right. It did kind of redefine what somebody would do as a war movie, because I think after that, there was a lot of these types of movies people were trying to make. There was that Flags of Our Fathers movie that I think Clint Eastwood had a part of. That, you know, like people were trying to replicate this for a while, and it's because it was so popular and so well done.
It's a hard movie to follow up on. Any callbacks for this week, man?
I think we ought to just do a quick 2-question quiz for you, Steve.
Man, let's go.
Let's do this. Let's fucking do this. I also want to see if we can get Waylon Mercy on the phone on a show and just do a quick interview. Dangerous Dan. Waylon, what? But do it as in character. Okay, Steve. This one, I don't know. I believe in you though. I believe in you. What was the name of Cher's 1998 comeback single? I'm gonna sing.
Do you believe in love?
I'm gonna give you that because it's "Believe." So
Believe. Oh,
it is. Who knows a Cher fucking song title, Steve? You going? That's
I just know the hook. Yeah, but yeah.
Here we go, Steve. This is the one. This is the moneymaker. This is where you're in the big bucks. How many Academy Awards did Titanic win?
Oh shit. Let's go with lucky number 7.
Is that your final answer?
8.
Damn. You had to add a couple more on there, Steve. 11 Academy Awards for Titanic.
Yeah, I knew I was screwed on that one.
Damn. Well, you know, Steve, you can't win them all. But you got close. So you got. Who the hell is that guy?
That T-Pain ass song.
He needs to do a remix, Steve.
But man, all I got, man, is R.I.P. again to Dimebag Darrell. Your licks live on for eternity. But please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Please tell your sister, "What a combos from hell!" And check out Food Show Fanatics, Crushgasm every Wednesday with Kendra, our guy Clark the Shark on Podcastle, and Wrestling with Ronzilla on TikTok. This is Steve G and Matt G with
Happened in the 90s.
Matt was the fat kid, Steve was the black kid. Life wasn't always great, but you know what was? The 90s. Happened in the 90s. Yeah!
Oh, yeah.